Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. We're going to start off first here with a clip from a movie, and you get bonus points if you know the name of the movie and the year this movie was produced. But the reason I'm showing this was on HBO, and it was, well, we used to call it back in the day home blow-off. Because, instead of doing schoolwork and stuff, we would just blow everything off. But anyways, Detroit gets dissed in this movie, and it's a common occurrence. It used to be a huge common occurrence back in the day, less so now. But let's listen in, and if you can catch it, it'll be right around the 1 minute mark. Here we go. It's going to start up here pretty soon when you see the nice... Here.
It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf. Populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It was worse than Detroit.
Did you catch that? Worse than Detroit. Can you imagine a place worse than Detroit? But apparently, there is such a place. I did not know that. But yeah, Detroit dissed again. But yeah, what a crazy bar scene. And so here, this was Airplane, and it was 1980. So it's been a while, but I remember this like it was yesterday. But yeah, there's plenty of people that have dissed Detroit in the past, but I had to show that one here. Anyways, on to other things. The daffodils are blooming. So this was April 12th, and these pop out nice and bright yellow. I'm trying to hold it steady, so we had a little bit of a breeze here, but here we go. Stay still. Well, that's the best I'm going to do. But yeah, flowers pop out nice in the camcorder. Oh, I felt extremely tall on this particular day. That's me. Normally I'm 5'5", but my evil twin at times is much larger, much taller. And we're all proud to be American, as we should be, right? And then way off yonder in the distance, that's a big black hole. Or if you prefer, a white elephant. But it's vacant. It's been vacant since 2018. What to do? All right, well, we have owls up top watching things. I think that's to keep the rodent population down. 1956, they've been here for, well, not at this location. They started somewhere else, but they've been at this location for a little bit. And you can get your Metro Times over here, which I do, along with the station. We'll see that at the end of this show. But, yeah, they have a rack here. But, yeah, look at this. They have a lot here. But get them early and often because they come out Wednesday late at night or later in the evening. And maybe by the weekend. I think I've been there on a Monday, and they've been sold out, but they're free, so it's not like you're selling them out. All right, here's another look at the plaza. Yeah, we could have that. We could have the village people hang out there. That would be kind of cool. But no, there it sits. And the Garrison Place Shopping Center, you can still make out the sign. There was a Kroger here. And then I get that Next Door app, which is an app that tells you everything that's happening kind of next door and in the immediate neighborhoods. It's really kind of neat. And they get into urban planning on that app quite often. And people were saying, what's going on with this store here, the Kroger store? It's going to be an Amazon Fresh. And I've never been in an Amazon store at all, so I don't know what the Amazon Fresh will be like. I guess it's going to be like Joe's Produce or something like that. Maybe like a smaller place, like they compare it to Whole Foods a little bit. I've been in a couple of those Whole Food places, but it might be a cheaper version than a Whole Foods. So stay tuned. That's kind of in the Westbourne area of Dearborn. All right, Detroit, the big city, and we're all proud to be American. That's like a miniature version, good for your interior of the house. You have the much larger 3x5 flags that people will have on the outside, but that's a good interior. All right, I was driving around the hood, and I noticed this. Wyatt carved this. I wanted to have one of these in front of my house, but the tree I had was not conducive for that. Carpenter ants got into it. But that bear is at Meadowdale. And what was the cross street? Anyways, that's well done. I'm going to show that again. Now, I'm up on the hill, and I wanted to see the view of downtown Detroit from here because, well, you're at an elevated level. You can see things a little bit better. And off yonder, I can see the towers for the new Gordie Howe International Bridge. And in the middle, the monkey in the middle there is the Space Detroit launch. When we have to launch, do a moon launch or a launch for Mars, that's the thing that holds up the launch thing. It also is part of the Marathon refinery. I guess they refine oil also. The GM Global headquarters way off yonder. With this hill thing here, they got like a wetlands area. I'm right close to the target. I'm going to make use of this Dearborn map here. So, yeah, locally and whatnot, everyone calls it the Hill. I stopped at the AAA store and got my maps. I call that the map store, but I'm going on a vacation later this year with a buddy, and we're going to go to Budapest, Vienna, and Prague, an Eastern Europe tour. But anyways, I got a bunch of maps. Way off yonder is the Glass House, and that building's timeless. I just love the way that, with the bluish, greenish glass, it stood the test of time. It looks cool. Now, there's a brown elephant there. That's been around since 2018, also abandoned. And what to do? Yeah, scratch your head or your chin or whatever you do when you get to thinking. And just go, what the hell is going on? All right, well, they tell you, like, no trespassing and whatnot, but they have trails back here, so I don't know what they're talking about. And then they got wetlands, so when you're building stuff and you got a parking lot and whatnot, you have to have a certain area, you know, for the wetlands, for the rainwater that's going to go off the parkways or the driveways or the parking lot, I should just say. Here's the bike path, jogging path, whatever, and we're going to get a little bit of nature, and we had a nice string of like 80-degree days. This was one of them. I decided, well, I can do this. So spring has sprung, so we got some tree action here, and everything's starting to turn green, which is really nice. And Southfield Freeway is right yonder, but there was some kind of incident on the freeway because there was a backup. All right, if you got a bike, be aware that there's a decline. Going the other way, you got to pedal harder. It's an incline. Yeah, look at that. The traffic is not moving at 55 on Southfield. Well, the southbound, yeah, there's some emergency response vehicles. I hope everybody's okay. Just maybe a minor fender bender, but all right, here's the big sign you see off Southfield, and the bike path goes right around the sign, not through it, but right around. But here they call it Fairlane Green. Does anyone call it that? I mean, this big sign calls it that. Meyer's not 24 hours anymore. They've adjusted their hours. I think they close at 11 maybe. All right. No, nobody calls it Fairlane Green. They should change that sign and call it the Hill. I mean, that's a colloquial or a thing. It's kind of like the Pine Knob thing. You know, they tried to say DTE Energy and nobody bought into that. So they said, what the hell, we'll call it Pine Knob. They should do the same with this. What the hell, Fairlane Green, that kind of sucks. We'll just change the name to the Hill. That's what it's affectionately known as. Let the people have their way. Here's a tree that has some issues here. I don't know how much longer it's going to be standing, but everything seems to have a lifespan. All right, look at all the yellow stuff. That was on the service drive or just off the Southfield, and yeah, pretty flowers popping up all over. And these were like the little umbrella things that you get in drinks. Maybe they farm them off here, and you know, when you get a tropical fruit drink, they plop one of those on there. Yeah, I was just getting some vitamin D, and then wanted to show you. Oh, the beavers. The beavers were real active over here. They got the nice straight cut teeth. Yeah, they did a good job. Anyways, yeah, they knocked one on the side and it was blocking the path. So the beavers were nice enough to clear the path. But yeah, I'm taking this trail around in a counterclockwise way. And here's, yeah, the wetlands. There's a couple ponds. So this is also good for runoff when you have a big heavy storm and all that. Instead of water like going in your basements and stuff, you capture it in these kind of lake things. So certainly you don't up on the hill. You don't. That would be a good place if we get a lot of rain and it's like a Noah's Ark kind of flood type thing. The hill would be a good place to seek refuge. You could buy yourself some time up there. But yeah, there's all the businesses up top. And then you can tell the water would flood over this path because this asphalt will need to get repaved. Aspen Dental, I've been there before in an emergency, and I was really impressed with the way they go about their business. I'd go back, but the thing is like, I don't know, they didn't cover or take my insurance, so I don't know how they work it with their insurance thing. Here, yeah, you can see the asphalt path here is getting a little, there's a crack right down the middle, and when it rains a lot, I'm sure the water overflows this, as it should. That's what's supposed to happen. But they'll probably have to resurface this. But here you can be one with nature, and I was checking this bird out. I like the colorful markings. And there's some renegade rabble-rouser shoppers that can't keep their cart on the paths, and there was a couple in the water. This, like the cable company, I don't know what's up with that. That seems like it would be worth something. All right, I hadn't seen anybody on this path. This was on a Friday, and I said, how come no one else is exploring? But yeah, a family looks like they got their bicycles out, and away they go around these ponds or mini lakes or whatever. Last time I came by here a couple years back, there were people fishing, so I don't know if they stock it with fish or how that works. All right, some of these trees are blooming and they stand out. You know, I don't know what kind of tree that is, but I like it. They pop with that white. Oh, way off yonder. Well, that's they had a big flag there for the VA hospital, and then Ford owned this property, and it was used as a dump for them for many years. And then they threw, I guess, some more dirt up top, and then somebody came up with the urban planning idea of, hey, how about if we put like a shopping mall up here? And so that seems to work quite well, actually. This place was busy, busy, busy. I had never been in here on the border, but I stopped in to get a daiquiri. Strawberry. Yummy. But yeah, all the walking around, plus it was hot. I started sweating, or just a little bit, but needed a cool drink. Here are some of the businesses up on the hill on the western side of the hill. I shop mainly on the other side, the eastern side. I patronize the Home Depot, the Myers, the AAA store, and Best Buy sometimes. But, yeah, just so you know. And there's the Gordie House Standards. Again, at nighttime, they light that up. So this would be a good viewing area. DET.com. You can't forget the dot. That's the website where you could see YouTube video clips. If you can't see the show on TV, you can go to the website, and it'll be on YouTube. Click the link on, and you can fast forward through everything just by moving the cursor over, and you don't get all the boring stuff. You can get right to the good stuff. All right. This, some people might be familiar with this. This is like a big white barn or a big white shed, but looky here at the guard shack out front. They're checking up on things. But here, Detroit Lions, headquarters and training facility. Oh, golly gee, this is where it all goes down. So, yeah, they were checking things out, so don't think you're going to slip by those guys and they're not going to notice. They're on to you. All right, Allen Park, here we go, home of the Detroit Lions. And I'm going to get the map out. Here we go. And look at, part of that is in Dearborn. You see on the yellow, there's a line there. Color differentiation isn't great, but Allen Park is in green. The yellow part's in Dearborn. So Dearborn should have some claim to fame, too. Fairlane Business Park is what they call this stretch of land. Ford Motor Company owns a lot of land in Dearborn, and I can't say they've been the best urban planner for the city and the region, but nonetheless, they own a lot of land, so they're a player in the thing, certainly in Dearborn. We got a nice sidewalk going through here. This is called the Rotunda Center, and I'm not sure if this building is even inhabited. With post-COVID, a lot of things still haven't sprung back to life. All right, well, there you can see the scoreboard, and there's not a game on right now, but still, they'll be practicing here in, like, August. So, dandelions have popped, but private property, no trespassing. Yeah. They got the security fence around here, so you got to move it around, and then you can kind of take a peek. They got some sleds here if you want to push things around. Yeah, no activity now. The players are kind of taking a rest and getting ready for this next season, which, God, they had a pretty productive season last year. They ended up 9-8, just missed the playoffs by a smidge. I guess there were 4 teams that were 9-8. 2 of them made the playoffs, and 2 of them didn't. But this year, there's high hopes that the Lions might actually make the playoffs fair and square. So, yeah, if you get up on this kind of little ledge type thing, you can kind of view in. And look, they have the stands there. That might hold, a couple hundred people there. And I read an article in, I think it was the Free Press. I get it online. And they said that the Lions, with the increased interest in the team, they want to have better stands and better facilities to accommodate the legions of fans that will want to watch them practice. So now I'm going to take the downslope here. And I'm trying to figure it out. Well, geez, why would they want to move? They have a first-rate, I know when yeah. You can hear these guys when they rumble by. That's a gang or a motorcycle club. Anyways, here looking at the phone map, right at Rotunda and Southfield. And I'm going to show you where the Allen Park Dearborn dividing line is. But Yeah, if you wanted to, you could do a little spying here. They kind of got this fence here, but you can still see through it. So if they were practicing, I could still get a peek at them. But no, they said they wanted parking to cover the fans. This bird's in action, I think, ready to make a nest somewhere. But, yeah, they wanted to more fan action, so they want to expand out. So I wanted to do a 360 around the place. Don't get stuck in that gate. You'd hate to get pinched there, but they got a security fence around the whole thing, but I'm thinking they got room to expand south. They could knock that fence down and go a little bit further south. Exit. Oh, there's that brown elephant. All right, Allen Park city limit on that side, so I'm going to walk. It's just north of Oakwood. Oakwood is exit 4. That sign right there, I bet you it says Dearborn city limits. I'm just guessing. Flying blind. I was right. Look at that. Dearborn city limit right here. So if you take that and extend it out, part of that Allen Park, what they say Allen Park facility, it's in Dearborn. So it should be Allen Park and Dearborn. So we can get claim to the fame that, I mean, the guard shack's in Allen Park. I'll give them that. But the fields, the practice fields out back are in Dearborn. A good portion of that. We need a surveyor to draw a line and figure out exactly, because I sure hope Dearborn's getting some tax money for that. Look at here. This area is available right here. This is just south. So you cancel that out. I know you built a nice building and all that, but if nobody's going to rent it out, boom, just get that bulldozer thing and the wrecking ball and the big jaws thing and just knock this thing down and they can expand out. You already got the parking lot here. So all right here, you got plenty of acreage. This is the back side of the building. And there's an assembly area back here. I'm not sure what they assemble, but got a little pond, so they might have to adjust the wetlands a little bit. But just beyond there, here, you can see the stands. All right? Right there. They got 2 full-length football fields just off yonder. And then you got a wooded area here, a little wetlands, so you'd have to play with that. But you got this whole area that's unoccupied right now. I know you don't want to tear down a perfectly good building, but if the Lions wanted to build a brand new, spanking new practice facility, that would sure be a whole lot more. I'm sure that white barn back there costs quite a bit of money. So if you want to keep... Oh, they're on to me. Damn it. Yeah. Or maybe not. Okay, I'm good, I think. All right, well, here they said a fitness center, but I don't think anything here is like... Well, this was the building next door to it. It's also just south of the barn. So there's 2 buildings south, and then this truck's been here for a while. You're going to need a Snickers bar or something because it'll take a while to put some air in those tires. Yeah, they could. Here's one of the fields. You can see the little wind things up top for the field goal kicker. But yeah, they run east-west, basically, the fields. So I'm just scouting this out because they said, somebody with the Lions organization said, hey, we might have to get ourselves another practice facility. And it's like, really? You guys would have to do that? So before they think of building a whole brand new one somewhere else, they could retrofit this one and expand in a southerly fashion, and that might be the best ticket for them. Yeah, that building does not look... I know it's after hours. Don't park here, they'll tow you. But... yeah, so I'm doing a loop around here, a counterclockwise loop. I'm on Republic Drive now, and then they got this fence around the whole thing, but you can still peek inside. They got the Michigan, U.S., and then the Lions flag. So that's proper protocol, the way they displayed that. And again, that's the guard shack, so that's in Allen Park. Lions staff meet at guest parking to the left. And they got a loading dock. Yeah, it's under surveillance, So here, Allen, this is nice. It's not wood cut, though. It's like plastic. But Allen Park has the tree thing there. But, yeah, they should add Dearborn in that. I'm going to be a stickler on that. Because, gosh darn, part of it is in Dearborn. All right, Rouge River, the flood control project. This sign's been up for eons. Somebody should give it a nice stain coat and a clear coat on top of that. Look here, weight limit. The second or the bottom one there, 82 tons. When we wonder why our roads get so messed up so quickly, well, stop letting trucks with 82 tons rumble, because they're the ones that put the crack in it. And then once there's a crack, then the water gets in there, and then the salt gets in there, the expansion, contraction, all that happy, crappy shit. And, yeah, we need to cut down it. And then people say, oh, if you don't let them carry 82 tons, then we're going to have more trucks on the road. Yeah, you'll have a few more trucks on the road, but you won't be replacing your roads every 5 years, and they won't be so shitty. Oh, God. Oh, don't get me started. All right, well, I'm looking at the Rouge River. This is like the concrete Rouge River. I don't know if they do this concrete riverbed kind of thing. It's a flood control project, so the water flows smoothly, and I get that. But I'm wondering if we could have kayaking and canoeing and all that, if that would be allowed in this stretch or not. That's a dangerous area they want you to keep out, but the TPC golf course was over there, too. I don't know if I pointed that out. Okay, now I moved. Well, this is Fairlane North. I moved up the street, and this is a potential location where they could relocate the Detroit Lions facility. This is urban planning. I'm just thinking out of the top of my head. But I wanted to take a drive back here and just take a look-see and see what I could see and all that. It'd be nice here. The sun will be setting shortly. But this whole area here is, look at the map here. It's between Southfield and Greenfield, just north of Ford Road and just east of Mercury Drive. This whole area right in south of Paul Avenue. This area still can get developed. And this is where the Lions are now. They could just move up Southfield a little bit, a couple miles, and they got a gas station nearby. You got your power lines already in place. But looky here. I don't know how many acres they need, but there's plenty of land around here that the Lions could build a new practice facility if they want to. I think the easiest bet is to expand south and keep the current location. But if they wanted to start off fresh and new, pretty sure this land is all owned by Ford Motor Company Land Development, or what the official name is. I'm not sure, but they should know somebody within the organization. The team, the Lions, is owned by the Ford family, so they should be able to, there should be like maybe 1 degree of separation for them to say, hey, could we put the Lions here? And they might say, yeah, you can. You might have to talk to this guy first, though. Well, it says sold. Crap. 23 acres. Now it says split lots for sale coming soon. Well, I don't know what's going on, if Ford still owns it or it's been sold and now a developer is going to split the lots. Well, that's another head scratcher or chin scratcher. But someone in the city of Dearborn should figure this one out. This is Urban Planning 101. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, and I don't know. Shift from whatever, how's that expression go? Anyways, this was new to me. I had heard Carhartt's, or the company Carhartt, was located in Dearborn, but I didn't know exactly where. But I'm just driving around, and they have several buildings back here. And it's like, damn, they got a pretty big operation going on. It's their world headquarters, and I don't know if they started in Dearborn or if they started in Detroit. But anyways, I'm on Paul Avenue, so the left side is residential, and the right-hand side is where they could develop. So there's a wooded area. They got a security fence up there. But, yeah, there's room here. I'm not sure what the acreage, what the Lions currently have, and how much they're looking for. But it's possible they could put it there, and then it would be totally in Dearborn. And then we could say the Lions are in Dearborn. Shatila, if you got a sweet tooth, that's a great place. They got desserts there that are to die for. They look, or they taste as good as they look, because they're little pieces of art. All right, I got my Dearborn map. This one's better. You can see that yellow line, the yellow and the pink. So Allen Park is the pink. We're in the Fairlane Business Park. And I love this Dearborn map. So yeah, just south of Rotunda. Earlier I was up there at the hill, but yeah, this is the other location. So the north side of Paul is Detroit. So you're right on the border of Detroit. I know, a little scary, of course, but you'd like to keep it all in Dearborn, because Detroit, a little trepidation. We heard earlier, God, there's at least one place that's worse than Detroit, but in that airplane movie. But yeah, if we can keep it all in Dearborn, we'll be safe, right? I'm just saying this being a smartass, sorry, but I love the city of Detroit, and I love Dearborn too. But urban planning, we all can get involved. We can all offer our 2 cents or our penny for your thoughts, however you want to do it. But yeah, the Lions, now that they're starting to get good, we can all jump on the bandwagon. I know in years past it's like, yeah, Allen Park, you can have them. But now that they're getting better, let's jump on that bandwagon. Woo-wee. We're such a sports town, but our 4 major sports have let us down. We've had a drought for like 4 or 5 years with teams. God, it's been 2019 since any of the 4 teams actually made the playoffs, let alone even win a playoff game. I don't know how far back you have to go to have them win a playoff game. All right, I stopped at the Divine Temple, and I parked my Ford Focus here, but there's a function at the junction, and I heard about this place, and I said, I got to take a look-see. So this was, well, it was April 15th. Then if you had the munchies, there's a big black food trailer here. Got the phone numbers there. BBFT. And yeah, they got nice tires and nice neon lighting. And if you get your phone out, you can scan this QR code. It'll show their food menu. But yeah, just across the street though, I'll show it here shortly. This is the Elbow Lounge. It's nondescript. They used to have a sign out front that would say that, but I had never been in there. But they say it's a blues place. So at Field and Mac, this is on like the Near East Side. And yeah, there was a function at the junction for sure. The place was packed with party goers. This is on East Grand Boulevard. Look at the daffodils here. And even late at night, I love this camcorder. I get people make fun of it all the time. It's a 2001 model. It's ancient in a sense with technology these days. And then you can follow the yellow brick road or yellow brick trail of flowers all the way down there. That looks pretty good. Somebody did a good job with those. But yeah, my camcorder does really good at nighttime. It doesn't need much light, and it can pick up things. So I'm old school anyways, so I don't care. I'll deal with the criticism. All these young whippersnappers can have their cell phones and do that. And they do. They all have all those TikTok videos and the Facebook live streams and all that. But I'll do my old school camcorder. I can deal with the abuse and the ridicule But I'm set in my ways. I'm stubborn that way. All right, the site of Eastern High School. So, yeah, it lasted till 1966. So they put up a church here. And then this was kind of interesting. They had solar panels here. I've never seen this up, but if I wanted to power up and brought my charger cord with me, I could charge my my phone. There's a little tray to put your phone, and then, yeah, here's your little USB port. And I don't know if they do a quick charge or how long you got to wait, but interesting. So there you have it. If your phone is running low, that's the place you need to go. When the tree will let me lie right next to you. Yeah, I didn't bring my camcorder in to the bar because that is the first time. Usually the first time I go in, I don't go barging in with no camcorder and start videotaping. I talk to the owner and the DJ and bartender and all that stuff, but I'll be back. I found out the day to come is Thursday. My evil twins digging it. Thursday, they have a blues jam type thing. And so, yeah, and they said I can bring my camcorder. So, yes, indeedy. I love the blues music, so I'm hooked. And then the Raven Lounge is not that far away from this place. And they have an open jam night on Thursday, too. So I could hit both places. I don't think there's a cover charge on Thursday. It was $5 cover on that particular night. And they had a DJ spinning tunes, and they got a pool table in there. And, yeah, it was active. People got dressed up, and they were doing their thing and having a good time. So, AC/DC, yes. All right, well, I'm going to actually go to the Raven Lounge. And I think the Elbow Lounge, it was $5 cover for the DJ. Maybe if they got live music, I'm not sure if it's going to be more or not. Oh, this is the Polish Yacht Club. There's no water to be found anywhere. It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing. You have to have a sense of humor in Detroit and realize things are not all as they appear to be or seem or whatnot. But here, this building's got some history. 1909 it started, and it's got a good Polish name there. But, yeah, and it would stand to reason. If it's going to be called the Polish Yacht Club, you might as well have a Polish name. Ivanhoe, but, yeah, that's kind of mumble-jumbo there. That's like a word salad. They'll need to straighten that out. But at Frederick and Joseph Campo, this is a great place. There are limited hours, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They do the lunch thing. But they have good Polish food in there, a kick-ass bar. I think at one time it was a speakeasy, too. You have to talk to the owner. But here it says Polish Yacht Club. I'm not sure why they have two addresses unless they have people living up top, which would kind of make sense. But nondescript building and kind of in a neighborhood where not much is going on. There's a lot of empty lots. But this area is going to start popping. And why do you say, or why do I think that? Because they took down that they're about to take down that incinerator, which that stifled growth in this area because the trash dump area, they would take the trash over there and then burn it, and then all those particulates would come out of that smokestack, like mercury, lead, arsenic, I don't know, all those heavy metals, and they would just float through the air and then just sift on down or float on down into the neighborhood, which really sucks. You don't need an incinerator in a neighborhood where people are living. But anyways, I did make it to the Raven Lounge, and this was 1966 that it started here, and it's a red light district to be sure. you can use the phone. The phone's over there also. But yeah, they got it going on here. Not much has changed since 1966, so it's kind of like stepping back in time. Some of the buildings here are kind of compromised a little bit, but not this one. These bank buildings were always built like a brick shit house. This one's been repurposed into a church. And there's a lot of church-going people in the neighborhood around here. Shane Street, this is where Eminem had his thing on 8 Mile, and he was taking the bus, and he took the Shane bus. So he went through this Shane area. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on Shane Street. Off in the distance, you can see the smokestack. I don't know if they're going to knock that thing down or if they'll keep it up as a landmark to let people know what used to be there. But that's the site of the incinerator. All right, the 5 pattern there, like a checker pattern for the street lights. That building's abandoned over there too. But Frederick and St. Aubin, this is the site. Oh, my evil twin loves this place because they play blues music here in the summertime on Sunday afternoons. Basically, say around 1 or 2 in the afternoon until the sun goes down. Here, Art Express, but they own the place, but they haven't done a goddamn thing to that building. It's like a cold storage facility, but nothing's happening there. Originally it was called John's Carpet House, but they have just this platform with some carpeting there, and then out here is where all the people hang out with their chairs, and they do the barbecue thing, and the motorcycles line Frederick Street. A lot of motorcycles. So there's the smokestack. But yeah, this neighborhood's gonna, without that incinerator, that was a huge drawback. Nobody wants to have a house or build property or build a business or anything with a incinerator nearby. That was a huge detriment. So the east side of Detroit's back on the map here as far as I'm concerned. Nothing but looking up kind of a thing. And there are a lot of churches. Jesus. So they have a revival, and Sundays they have a service too, and they do kind of like the gospel music. So it's kind of going between the gospel music and blues. They're at opposite ends of the spectrum in some ways. All right, so back in the Raven, the group was taking a break, and so now they're up and playing again. So we'll listen in. Oh, and you are watching Motor Capital. DET.com is the website. Oh, you can listen to music outside too. Detroit's House of Blues. Well, they're promoting Budweiser. At least it's not Bud Light, because I don't want to be anywhere near Bud Light and Kid Rock. I'll tell you that. All right. Well, here, we'll take a look-see at the menu here, and they got Burgers Delight. And I had a burger last time I came here. Then they have Chicken Heaven. So you got some options there. And then you go to Pork Chop Hill. You got a couple there. And the Beef Country I would probably substitute for the baked potato, but yeah. A porterhouse steak dinner, 10-ounce salad, large fries, bread. $18.95, with inflation these days and all that, it's still not a bad price. Not at all. And then if you want some fishies, they got catfish, perch, they got shrimp. And then they got stuff a la carte, too, if you're into that. Oh, and this place has a lot of history here. Well, they say for over 60 years. I thought it was 1966, so that's not right. I'm going to have to find out. Maybe they were in another building, but the best blues in town is at the Raven Lounge. Yeah, they have people that sit in or pop in all the time. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. It's always a nice surprise, though. And birthday girl is going to dance, so they were celebrating her birthday, and her husband's there with her. At least I presume it's her husband, the way they were dancing. But yeah, they were enjoying themselves, and good on them. They're enjoying each other's company, and ain't that what life's all about? this was an early Saturday morning, late Friday night type thing. Yeah, the cover charge was $10 on Friday and Saturday nights, but Thursday they have a great jam session, and it's free then. So that's a good night to test the waters. Was Tommy. He's the owner along with his wife Teresa, but they keep a close eye on things, so no rabble rousers allowed.
Tomorrow night, is that the quality man? The quality man will be right here tomorrow night. Don't y'all forget. Next week is me and thank you so much. Y'all come back tomorrow. Y'all come back tomorrow. Happy birthday, Diane.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, fellas. You have many, many more.
I enjoyed my birthday.
All right. And guess what?
Yeah, she's birthday girl, and I think the fun is just beginning for her. Just saying. All right, well, the calendar's in the entranceway here, so these Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you can Michelle B. I'll stand by her. I've seen her perform, but yeah, that's for the month of April. I like this logo here. They got the raven in the bird cage and the guy jamming on the piano there. Food, drinks, and live music. What's not to like? Yeah. But the neighborhood, there's going to be a lot of improvement. I talked with Tommy about the neighborhood. Yeah, that's not quite squared up. That building's probably ready to go. But this neighborhood's really going to pop. Tommy said the city owns a lot of the property here. So I guess when they're good and ready to develop it, there'll be some announcements. But you got a red light district and a blues district. The two go hand in hand. Yes, indeedy. The trees are starting to bloom around here. Yeah, spring has sprung. It's all good. All right. So then that's where I parked. And DET.com. I got to do that self-promotion a little bit. I know it drives people crazy, but sorry. You got to toot your own horn a little bit. Oh, kind of like a Donald Trump thing. He toots his horn all the time, but yeah, I guess it's a necessary evil. All right, so heading for home. right, back to my humble abode. I got a red light district here, too. Shortly after 2, I think I had some munchies, maybe. Usually do. I love Detroit, most definitely. Even though a lot of people don't, we're not the worst place in the world, I'll tell you that. According to that Airplane movie, yeah, there's places worse than Detroit. I was going to paint the kitchen, but it never happened, so it's kind of like a little artist wall. I'll leave that. Someone else can deal with that after I kick the bucket thing. But the station, this place is kind of a neat little eccentric kind of place. It's a boutique place. I love it. And back in the day, I'm presuming it was a gas station. That's where it's got its name. And they sold gasoline. But I don't do window shopping per se, but I like they mix up their storefront. They did like Valentine's and then St. Patrick's and then Easter. And this one is for the holiday 420. Food next exit. That's kind of funny. But yeah, the Martians got involved in this one. I guess who knew? But the Martians celebrate 420 Day. And they had the Martian run in Dearborn just a couple days prior on Saturday the 15th, I guess. And I missed that. I don't know how. I didn't mark my calendar, apparently. And I missed the Martian run. So apparently they go from the Martian run and then they celebrate 420 and then maybe they go back to Mars or something. I don't know. But peace, yeah. If these guys could bring peace to Earth, that would be great. And they need to talk to Putin. But yeah, we should make this a national holiday for sure. And make it a paid holiday. That would even be better. But here are the store hours for the station. And I come here because and they close early on Sunday, so keep that in mind. But you can see the thing, Metro Times there. They got a stand, and I get Metro Times sometimes here. So I got 2 choices between the station and Dearborn Music. Otherwise, you almost got to go downtown Detroit to find it. But I love the Metro Times. It always tells you cool things that are happening in Detroit. Great little magazine. Comes out weekly. Wednesday afternoon, but to be safe, a lot of times go there on Thursday. But yeah, the station is in the city of Inkster. This Westbourne collision, that's now open. So it's right into the Inkster city limits, and a lot of people have a little trepidation in Inkster also, kind of like Detroit a little bit too. A little nervous getting in Inkster, but Inkster's cool. They could put a nice mural up there. That would work. And, yeah, but I'll be back. But, yeah, did a little window shopping there. DET.com. Folks, thanks for watching. Have a great night.